Welcome to the Orana podcast, a show about what you will find, what you will not find in the Cook Islands. And now here's your host, Chantal Napa.
Kia ora, kia koutou katoa nokoni ia matou I tumu te Warawaro Rarotonga Cook Islands. I'm your host on Kia ora podcast. My name's Chantal Napa. Welcome back. Thank you very much. Today we have Brent Holley with us. Kia ora, Brent.
Kia ora.
Kia ora. And you have the Gallery in Muri, Sculpture and Contemporary Art. For those of you listening to us today, Muri is we pretty much call it the Golden Mile in Rarotonga, and it's in the east. It's in the eastern side of Rarotonga. And Brent Holley showcases quality local sculptures and contemporary art. And you have some other artists in there as well. But first of all, that building that you have in Muri, Brent, with the Tierney family, you know, that you have it in the LBV Cafe. First of all, what a building to have a gallery in.
It's an amazing building.
Yeah.
It's made of coral. So when the missionaries came over, they made a whole heap of coral buildings. So they're done with coral mortar and then plastered and then whitewashed. And they're just stunning. Yeah.
Yeah. And the LBV Cafe, where you have the gallery inside a portion of the LBV there. I was just mentioning to you before we turned on the microphone, Brent, you know, you feel the history in that building.
Yes. Yeah. And we there's so many local mamas and papas that come back. They tell me the story that they grew up there or their friend was there and they used to play in the space. And there's the old photos the Tierney family have got on the back wall that just shows the old black and white photos, you know, and it's just stunning building and nice history, you know.
Yeah. And so we met because I think Hayden was with me. Hayden, when you came, Hayden, in early March. Hayden, everybody knows, is the other half of Kia ora podcast. So Hayden came down in early March and we had a meeting in LBV. I don't remember, but I think I was there with John Tierney, or it might have been before that. But it was early this year, right? And I had never noticed that gallery side in LBV.
Yeah. And
so I kind of notice it, and then I have a little squizzy beak inside. Then I look at you and I put the two fours together and I think that must be the artist.
Yeah.
So I go up to you and you know me, everyone. Hi, my name's Chantal Napa. I think it would be great if you came on Kia ora podcast and talked about the gallery that you have here at LBV, and you look at me and you give me your business card. And then the look that you gave me that day, Brent, because you didn't know who I was, and I didn't know who you were, was, this is interesting. And then I say, yeah, so I'll swing back around to you one day, right? So then I see you, I think, with your sons in the gym, and I'm like, hey, David. You go, oh, yeah, there's that girl. Then I see you again, maybe in Muri at the juice bar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's that girl.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, right, this is the fourth engagement now. I'm going to get his calendar out.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, it's good. Thank you for asking me. Yeah. So no, it's the little gallery's been pretty cool, really.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And the amount
please.
Of the people that I meet. So predominantly, the work that I do over here is with Rarotongan basalt. So the whole island is volcanic. So the stone's special because it holds the history of the island from the day dot. The day that the island was created, the stone has held the history. In New Zealand, they have Pounamu, which holds the history of New Zealand. The stone here is a different stone because it's volcanic, but it holds the intention in the stone.
Holds the intention.
Holds the intention. Yeah. So when I'm carving it, I'm thinking about, for me, the drive for creating my artwork is the effect that it has on people when they see it. So when I'm creating it, I'm thinking about how would I like somebody to feel about this piece of artwork. So my intention goes into the stone. The mana goes into the stone. And the stone holds it. The stones are amazing touchstones. So the word mana is, there's no English word for the word mana. Mana is the spirit, the intention, the status, the strength, so many things. And it's about the soul of the island, the soul of people. And that's what is held in the stone, holds the intention. So as a touchstone, you run your hand over the stone, you impart your mana, your story, your history into that stone. So every conversation that's been had around the piece of stone I'm working on is held within the stone. So we're talking millennia. I get it just for a mere moment of time to do whatever I do with the stone. And it's only a moment, it's not mine to have, it's just mine to impart my mana onto. Yeah, so it's a really special material to be working with. I also work in wood, and not so much here, but also in steel. I do a bit of blacksmithing and that sort of stuff. But the stone here is just stunning. A lot of my work, all my work holds intention.
All my work holds intention.
Yes.
What a beautiful statement, Brent.
Thank you.
Yeah, all my work holds intention.
Some of my work comes with a narrative. So, and it's all on the back of life's journey or life snapshots. And it tells a story. And it's from a place of contemplation. Yeah, so yeah, it's very humbling to be able to work this material and to create sculptures that touch people's souls, which is the reason why I do it. Yeah, so it's very humbling.
I've been looking at this basalt, right? And, you know, on your Facebook and on your Instagram, you know, for Brent Holley, but your Instagram, what name is that? It's not Brent Holley. What's your Instagram?
It's the gallery. So I've got two Instagrams. The Gallery Rarotonga is the gallery, and then Brent Holley Sculpture is my. They're pretty much one and the same.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you were showing me earlier this beautiful female piece.
Yeah. Could
you please, you know, share with everybody that beautiful piece?
Okay, so it's done in basalt. And as an artist, you have all these ideas that sort of float around in your grey matter for a while. And it just needs an opportunity for it to come out. And I've always had this idea of doing a female form, but sort of sharp edges to it. It's hard to explain. You need to just have a look at the Instagram. But basically what it is, it's a female form. And it's got if you like, a square cut head. So there's four faces to the
that's
what
I found interesting.
And that's we produce. So when we're in different situations, so whether we are in a business meeting, whether or not we are in a sporting environment, whether or not we're intimate with our lover, whether or not we're pulled up by the policeman, it doesn't matter. But we have these faces that we project, and these faces generally are to keep us safe. And that safety is for a number of reasons. It might be because of some sort of trauma we've had. It might be not to hurt a family member. It might be to get out of a traffic ticket. I don't know. But this is what we do. We just do that because we need to keep ourselves safe.
And so that female sculpture piece that you were showing me, and she's got four faces?
Yep, four faces. The potentially she can project.
Mm.
So when I was carving it, that was my intention,
Mm.
and that's what I was thinking about,
Mm.
and that's what I was doing. And it's a female because those four faces. I think the feminine is a place of contemplation. I don't believe it's a masculine.
Mm.
The masculine keeps the feminine safe. So yeah, the feminine's seems to be more intimate. When we're vulnerable, I think we're in a feminine. So when I was carving it, I had this intention for the piece, and the stone readily takes that on. And as I was carving it, between the breasts on the chest, a hairline crack formed, which I didn't think was in the stone. So then there was hairline crack in the piece. So it's complete, it's polished, it's got a little wooden base on it. So the crack is our true self, our place of truth, our place of strength.
Yeah.
At what point do we project that as opposed to our masks or our faces? What point do we project that? How do we keep ourselves safe enough to be able to do that? And if we did, imagine the world, the place we would live if we all did that.
If we all did that.
If we all did that.
Yeah.
It'd be a beautiful place.
Are you saying if we all spoke our truth?
Yes.
You know, if we all were vulnerable to not so much just surface talk all the time.
Yeah.
But
I think the vulnerability would go away, because if we're all talking our truth, we're all in a place of safety. And that's what we need. We're bombarded. People in society are more than ready to knock everybody down because they stand above. But I think if we all could talk from a place of our truth, our true inner self, we would have each other's back. We would be lifting each other up. The vibration of the community, the island here, the Pacific, the earth, the vibration would be at a level it's never seen before. Is that achievable? I don't know, but it was just nice to be part of it.
Wow. It's nice to be part of it.
Yeah, totally.
Beautiful, Brent. How lovely.
And yeah, so
you said something this morning at coffee,
yeah,
and it was something about like we're on the earth or in the earth or
we're part of it.
Yeah. I mean,
we're part of it. We try and stand above as human beings. We try and control everything. We try and we break cycles. In the natural world, there is no waste. Everything is used. There is no waste. The only time that there is waste on our planet is when human beings break the cycle. So we should be part of it. People talk about we need to save the earth, ozone layer and CO2 gases and the rest of it. Well, we don't need to worry about the earth. We need to worry about whether or not we want to be here. Because Mother Nature, Gaia, whatever you want to call it, when she's had enough, you get rid of the thing that's annoying you or whatever, you're just gone. And the earth will regenerate and become its amazing mother that it's always been. So it's our choice whether or not we want to be here.
Yeah, and our choice to give it the respect. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, 100%, the mana.
Yeah.
We're all part of the mana. We will feed into the mana of the planet. We all draw from it. And that's the way it should be, and that's the way it is. We try and stand above. We try and do all sorts of things through greed. There's more than enough for everybody on this planet. But there's greed. We want more than somebody else. We look at, that car as a status symbol, so it makes me a person standing higher than others. Yeah, nah, sorry, not my life. We uplift people and we empower people. That makes you a great person. We support, we have the backs, we build the communities. People grow the food, we know where it comes from. that are the people with the strength and the power and the mana, and they're the people we should be looking up to, not superficial people. From a place of greed, we should be from a place of gratitude and unconditional love, which is again our truth, I think.
Brent Holley. Wow, talking Rarotongan basalt here, everybody.
Yeah,
Wow.
but it's contemplation is a superpower.
Contemplation is a superpower.
Yes, but we need to make space. We don't make space and time for contemplation. We don't make space and time for good things to come into our lives. We're so busy. We're filling all our time with, most of it is rubbish. So get rid of the rubbish, get rid of the weight, deal with the trauma or whatever it is, but make space available for the amazing things to come into your life. Without space, where are they going to land? And that's what we need to do. And we need to have, these are the conversations we need to have. One thing I believe is that we need to normalize conversations around the coffee table. We need to talk about well-being. We need to talk about mental health. We need to talk about suicide. We need to talk about all these things so it becomes normalized in our society.
Bravery, that we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier. It takes bravery to talk about difficult things. Yeah.
We need to be brave enough.
Mm.
We don't need to save the world,
Mm.
but what's on our backyard?
Mm.
What's in our coffee group? What's here in front of us now in this moment? Like everybody spends all their time looking forward. I want this, I want that, I want to be this, I want to do that. We can't forget about what's happening in the now and the present, because that's where our lessons are. That's where our experiences are, in the here and now. And ultimately, that is the thing that will define our final destination.
Okay. Ultimately, that is the thing that will define our final destination. Help me out here, because I love that. Ultimately, this is the thing that will define our final destination.
So as we go through life, we have experiences, we have learning, whether it be through school or the mama or the you do something that you're just a dick and you go, oh no, I won't do that again, whatever. But that builds up our whole life. And it's no good saying, oh, that shouldn't have happened, or I should have done it. It doesn't matter. We're sitting here now. I'm sitting here now with an amazing lady doing a podcast. And I wouldn't be here if I didn't have all the experiences, the encounters, the cock-ups, the muckabouts, or whatever I've had in my life, the disappointments, the sadness, the laughter. I wouldn't be sitting here in this moment. Yeah. And what defines this moment is that journey.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Same for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here now too.
That's
without
right.
all of those, what did you say? Cock-ups?
Oh, yeah, sure. Disappointment. How do you learn lessons unless you get that knot in your stomach, Because next time you start getting that knot in your stomach, you go, oh, I better check something now. Something's going awry, And it's just the way it is. We need to fall to know what it feels like. So next time it's potentially going to happen, we can kind of get a preempted knot in the stomach or something that's saying, hey, dude, you remember how this felt last time? Well, this time we're going to do something about it potentially,
Yeah, and everyone knows that statement, Brent. If you do the same recipe, you're going to get the same cake.
Yeah, what do they say? It's insanity if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different outcome.
Yeah.
So life's a hell of a ride.
Yeah. and such a privilege.
Yeah, and like we were talking earlier, I wake up in the morning, through reflection and whatever. Recently, I wake up in the morning now and I go, what's the conversation I'm going to have today? And it's just beautiful. I don't care what's happening 2 weeks down the line. Today is today, and it's in the moment. And what conversation am I going to have? Who's going to come into my gallery and talk to me about my work? Who's going to connect and just get it, Who's going to teach me a lesson today? Who's going to give me understanding for something I didn't quite contemplate properly or whatever, And that's just stunning. It's that connection of, those moments of people. You'll only meet somebody once for 2 minutes, but it could be profound.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yes.
But you need to make the time, the moment, the space for that to happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm smiling, everybody. I'm liking this conversation, Brent.
Oh, it's just, yeah.
Hey, Brent, I'm looking at this sculpture here it's called Trinity.
Yes.
She's beautiful. This artwork, Trinity, is sculpted from Rarotonga basalt. It's a beautiful looking, look at it.
Oh, yes. Yep. So the idea behind that was,
I like the name.
yes.
I've got a niece, grandniece. Hi,
Yeah.
Trinity. Auntie Chantel says hello. She's the most beautiful human being as well. And I just, out of a lot of your pieces here, I like the name. And so please tell me about this piece, Trinity.
So the idea behind the Trinity piece, it's a bowl that basically has 3 sides to it. It's like a triangular shape. And it's a bowl or kumete.
Kumete is a Cook Island word, everyone, for a bowl. Big bowl. So, yeah.
So the idea behind this was a little bit about it's quite a Christian community or society here. Missionaries came through, so Father, Son, Holy Spirit. But everybody has their own Trinity. It's not necessarily that Trinity. Trinity. For this, it could have been idea, contemplation, creativity. It's a Trinity. Okay, so everybody has a Trinity. Everything's in threes. It seems to be balanced in threes, but shouldn't be.
Is that why you were talking about 3 cycles earlier before we turned the mic on to me?
Yeah. So,
which is why you did 3 corners on this Trinity bowl.
Yeah. So the other idea with the bowl is the Cook Islands has always been a place that people migrated through. Some stayed, and that's who's here now. Others left and went to New Zealand. They would stay for a while, could be a couple of 100 years, and then the descendants get in the bucket and go to New Zealand or right throughout. So the migration of the Polynesian people has been going on forever. And the Cook Islands is like a bowl. You put something into a bowl that may stay there for 5 minutes and then it's gone again, like a fruit bowl. Other bowls hold your knickknacks and they may be there forever. And that's the whole idea behind the bowl as well. It's like the Cook Islands or Rarotonga. Moments or millennia or whatever go through that bowl.
Or Trinity. Yeah, go through the island.
Yeah. So all those things in the bowl are connected by the bowl because I've all been through it. Some fleetingly, some are still there as others come and go.
Cool, man. Cool.
And I've got a new version of that in the gallery now. So
I must come and have a look at that.
So same concept, different, slightly different.
Yeah. And then what makes a guy move from the South Island
of New Zealand
to the basalt volcanic rock, Rarotonga?
Partly it'd be the weather. I don't miss -3 degrees in the winter. No, the mother of my children and my children, we came over about 4 years ago because Grace wanted to come home.
And your children are Cook Island
and my children are Cook Islanders. They need them to be connected.
Oh, really?
Because Rarotonga is the mother. And the stone, I said, holds the mana, and that's the mother as well. This island is an energy center. So it's one of 8 energy centers in the world. So Tibetan monks came here in 2000 with remains of one of their teachers, and they buried them at the foot of the needle on Rarotonga.
I didn't know that.
There you go.
Can you tell me about that? Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
That's the story.
Tibetan monks.
Yeah, bought remains of one of their teachers and buried the remains at the needle on Rarotonga.
Because
it's an energy center.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the island, what is it?
Wow.
So amplifies.
Good word.
So it amplifies. So if we're putting out, good vibes and we're thinking optimistically and all the rest of it, it amplifies it. But if we're also sitting in a dark place, it amplifies that too. And this happens. I truly believe this happens, globally. But for some reason, with the stone and the energy and everything else on this island, you can feel it a lot more.
Yeah.
So I think it's an island of healing as well. And yeah, I'm not. Yeah. It's just stunning. So bringing my boys here, I want them to connect with the land, with the mother.
With Mother Nature, you mean, like
the
land mother, the volcano mother, where their mother's roots are from, and how beautiful.
Yeah. And my boys are, 9, 14, and 15. My 14-year-old's an inch taller than me, so 6'7". And it took them a while to adjust because internet Wi-Fi over here is pretty rubbish. And children love their Wi-Fi, but they're getting there, they're loving it, and they're actually starting to realize how much freedom they have here. When I grew up as a kid in Ashburton, we would go out after breakfast and would come home when we were hungry or when it was dark, whichever came first. You can't do that now, not even in rural Ashburton and South Island of New Zealand. You just can't do that. Or we're conditioned thinking that we can't let our children do that. Because
conditioned thinking, good way to put it.
Yeah, so
we're conditioned to think it's not safe for them.
Yeah, that's right. And that's the way society evolves, is conditioning for whatever reason. So they've got so much freedom here. So they go to a mate's place, they go to a mate's place.
Yes.
I remember when I was here in 2009, came over to see what was going on, how it worked. And my boy just started walking Cohen. So he's Rarotongan, but he's not part Rarotongan. So he had this beautiful bleach blonde hair. He was just started walking. He'd run around the place with no nappy on, just being free, little island boy, no fences over here. So he'd disappear. And the first few times we just freaked out. We didn't know where the hell he'd gone. It was 360 degrees to the house. So he could have gone to the orange grove, the paw patch, to the pigs, to the neighbour, up the hill. Anyway, so we panicked the first few times that happened. But then we got used to it. One of the neighbours always brought him back. So we'd just wait, and it'd be on the front of a scooter or in the back of a truck or whatever. They knew where Cohen was. We didn't panic anymore because somebody will pick him up and bring him home, which is just gorgeous.
It is it is I'm so pleased I chose to have my children here.
And I know my boys will want to go to New Zealand. Hopefully they'll pick up a trade or do whatever they like. Because part of I used to work in logistics, and I used to design IT systems and warehouses and transport and all that stuff. And I in 2009 came over here. We just had enough of Auckland. It was just a rat race, earning good money, had no money, and came over here and
you get tired, eh?
Yeah, just tired.
You get tired.
And then just started, I came over here for a year, had a little sushi takeaway. Just did rolled noris, 4 flavours, went for a walk each day, sold a few sushi in the lagoon by 2. I know people are saying it's a hard life. And so we're here for a year, and then we ended up going back to where I grew up in Ashburn.
Yeah.
And learned some more skills. So I started doing ecological and biological building, which is straw bale and adobe and all that cool stuff. And looking at feng shui and Gaia and all that sort of stuff. I was always interested in it, but never had the opportunity. I never made time or space. So made time and space. I picked up some Muri stone, which is quite a soft limestone in New Zealand. So when I was 16, sorry for jumping all over the place, but when I was 16, my father said to me, "What do you want to be?" I said, "I want to be an artist, Dad." He says, "There's no money in that. Get a real job." So I did until I was 43. And then I picked up the chisel and I started just carving a piece of soft limestone, Muri stone in New Zealand, from a demolition place with some cheap rubbish chisels. So it was a flightless bird, New Zealand flightless bird, a pukeko, coming through the reeds on the face of the stone. It was for my mother. Somebody saw it and they bought it off me. So my mother had to wait about 10 months for another one, which was okay. And that's where it kind of all started. And then just a love for the whole thing. And you know, for a split second you go, I wish I had done this when I was 16. But I was standing in my shed. I was carving on Muri stone with some cheap chisels, dust and everything everywhere. And I wouldn't be doing that if I hadn't had the journey that I had.
Yeah.
And probably maybe more appreciation for it because,
Yeah.
And then it's just like a progression.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. And my boys follow what you're passionate about. Doesn't matter what it is.
Have they been talking to you about that at these ages?
Yeah, they're doing one of my boys, kooky creatives here.
Yes.
So Glenda and the team.
Yeah.
So they do acting and dancing and all that stage stuff. And my boy is so into it. He's always been our show painting, but he loves this. He's put on a couple of or put on stage shows and stuff.
Yes, wonderful.
So he's just loving it. So we're just supporting him, and I truly believe if you chase what you're passionate about, money becomes a byproduct, and that's where we need to be. Because money's only fuel. Money will give you transportation. Money will give you a house. Money will give you all the rest of it. But money doesn't give you. Money shouldn't give you the drive. The drive should be what gives you joy.
What gives you joy, yeah.
What gives you joy. So if everybody was working for the joy, everybody would be trading joy, not money. Wouldn't that be glorious?
Wouldn't that be glorious?
So my boys, they follow their passion, and whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Will they be sculptors? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so I'm loving the journey, loving watching my boys grow and hopefully become free thinkers.
Do you think living in Rara helps us to become free thinkers?
Oh, that's a big one.
That's a big question.
That's a big question.
So what was my question? Do you think growing up in Rarotonga helps us to become free thinkers?
The thing that stops us from becoming free thinkers is conditioning.
Yeah.
So if we think of the Cook Islands and where people get their guidance from, their guidance is very conditioned in some areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going?
I know where you're going. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing because we can find joy in so many different places. And that's all good if we're better people and we're fulfilled and we wake up in the morning with a purpose and a love. It doesn't matter where that comes from.
So it's got to come from within then.
Oh, totally. totally. The ultimate is within. The
Yeah.
only one that can make us happy is us.
Yeah. It's got to come from within me.
Comes from within.
Yeah.
We need, but we also it needs to come from within. We need to understand ourselves, which
Takes
do we-
time.
and will we
It
ever
takes
truly know
work.
ourselves? But it does take work.
Yeah.
And that comes back to having those conversations around the table.
Mm.
You know, people talk about masculine and feminine and all the rest of it. We need to normalize conversations where males can talk in a way that still keeps their strength. Just because we talk about our feelings and suicide and all that sort of stuff and what a situation, how it makes us feel, doesn't make a man any less masculine. If anything, it allows him to truly stand in his strength as a male.
How beautiful.
And that's what we need. We need men to stand in their strength. But we also need people to make the space for a man to be a man.
Mm.
It's really interesting. Like I've got men, I'm thinking of one in particular. Hopefully he knows who he is. And he is the most connected person I know. He understands himself. He is the person that guys will go to for honest discussions, about the way they're feeling, what their place in society is, how do they fit in, why, all that sort of stuff. And he's the most masculine man, the strongest male I know.
Wow.
But with a true softness, which is contemplations in the feminine, because it's a place of vulnerability. And the masculine, I truly believe, is the protector of that vulnerability. But it doesn't mean a man can't go there. So it's huge. And this man, Steve, is a stunning human being. And I've got a lot to thank him for.
How beautiful.
Yeah. But these are the conversations we need to have. It's no good standing up and saying we need to do something about the suicide rate in men. But we need to be there as individual for men and women.
Mm.
Because if a man loses his way and his place, and through conditioning and everything else, loses his masculine, if you like, if he's doing that, then what are females doing? Because we work together, we walk together. And it's a
We bowl together.
yeah.
I just use the word bowl because of your Trinity bowl.
Yeah.
But
it is, it's really interesting. And everything needs to be done back at the grassroots. What can I do today? Or what can I do in this situation to empower this person to want to be the best version of themselves today?
Yeah, today.
Not tomorrow, because you don't know what tomorrow's bringing. What happened yesterday is at worst a lesson.
Mm.
So we can only be what we can be on any given day. And that's the best that we can be. That is, we are enough. We are worthy. This is us.
Mm.
This is me. Not this is us. This is me.
Mm.
And we just need to support people to be the best that they can be. People don't know what they don't know. We need to. I had another sculpture, and part of it was we need to calm our own internal waters to be that person for others.
We need to calm our own internal waters. Okay, I
To be
understand
that
that.
person for others.
To be that person for others. I understand.
So the people that we meet in our lives, the ones that positively influence us, or the ones that give us a lesson, for us to be that person to others, we need to deal with some of our own
We need to
shit.
calm ourselves, yeah. And
You
then,
know?
yeah.
Because we all do. We all have buggy.
Mm.
We choose how we react.
Yes.
No matter what happens, we have a choice on how we react.
Yes.
And that reaction may be a lesson.
Yes.
You know, nothing's
And I think
perfect.
also, say we, you know, how we can choose of how we react,
Yeah.
right? And then say I react terribly.
Yeah.
We should be able to like go back and go, I am so sorry. You know, that was
Yeah.
terrible behavior of mine. I was tired or hungry or triggered by this or that. You know, just to sort of have the bravery to
Right.
go back and say, I made a mistake, or I didn't handle that best.
Yeah.
You know, I could have. Yeah, you can always go back and
can
say,
always-
hey, I'm sorry.
But it needs to be received as well.
Yeah.
Like we're in a time at the moment that everybody thinks we need to conform to somebody else's language.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to conform wherever we're at. We need to conform to a set of language. But I truly believe for us to be in a conversation, we need to take the time to interpret what is being spoken to us. Because whatever language the person that is speaking to you in,
Yes.
I'm talking about words and
Yes.
whatever, emphasis on different words
Yeah.
and
And
understanding.
the emotive of
Yeah.
it, how it's delivered.
So we need to interpret what they're saying to us so we understand the weight of their words.
Nice, the weight. Yes.
And then we can contemplate that,
Or the weight of their no words.
or the weight of their no words.
You know, of their actions.
Yeah. But we need to do that, because if I use a particular word, the word that I use, I've got it from somewhere, or it's may even be tied up to a trauma, or maybe whatever. You got your Oxford Dictionary meaning of it, but the weight in that word is the weight that I put on that word. So I will use it in this context because I need that weight to express myself. And if somebody doesn't interpret that, or doesn't take the time to interpret that, they'll never actually understand what you're saying. So if you have to conform to somebody else's language, you're using words that you hold no weight for. Yeah? Does that make sense? It's making that time. Quite often we'll have a conversation and somebody's just waiting for you to stop so they can say something. You know? And that's what it is. They don't care what you're saying. They just want to say their words. Yeah. Whereas if you do it the other way, it means you need to contemplate and you need to think about what they've just spoken to you so you understand the full
Process.
Yeah, full bearing of the weight within what they've just told you. I think.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
It's so sometimes, like now, Brent, with my children, they'll ask me something or tell me something, and I say to them, Mummy just needs to process that, because right now I'm not quite sure what the answer is, you know, or I just got to process it. So can you come back to me, I don't know, in an hour, or come back to me, you know? And they're like, oh, okay, you know, I just need to process this, which is asking for time to comprehend.
Yeah.
You know, asking for time to figure out that weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't it a huge responsibility, kids?
Yeah.
And what we say to them, and like we,
Yeah.
you know, we look back on our lives and we can find moments of trauma, depending on how we
Yeah.
deal
Yeah.
with it, or
Yeah.
whatever triggers that we.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Because we only know what we know. So as a parent, it's a hell of a responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Like just last week, my daughter texted me something, my 14-year-old, and I responded to her, Brent. I responded to her and said, my job as a parent is to support your decisions and your journey.
Yeah.
So it's okay that you want to change and do that, or it's okay. My job is just to support.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. For me, as a father, I always want to know my boys know that they can come to me with anything.
Yeah.
To me, that's
I was
it.
talking to my 11-year-old about that this morning or last night, Brent, because she said, "Oh, I spent some time with Nana, my mum." I said yes, and so my daughter Desiree didn't know that I'd had lunch with my mum earlier that day, and then my mum said, "Oh, Chantal, very interesting. My time with Desiree yesterday. She asked me about her mum as a little girl, me, right?" And I said, "Oh, okay. So, what came up? Oh, I told Desiree this and I told Desiree that. And I told my granddaughter, you should ask your mum these questions."
Yeah.
And so then, Desiree said to me, I was asking Nana, I said, yes, I had lunch with Nana. So she told me about your conversation, and about the same age as you.
Yeah.
And then I said to my daughter, hence why with you and your sister, I do it very differently, because of that result. And hence why with you and your sister, I try to achieve a open door.
Yeah.
No judgment. Let's just facilitate what you got to do.
Yeah.
You don't need to hide if you want to, I don't know, go and see your friend. We can help facilitate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my job.
And just
because it's different to what I had.
Yeah. No, same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my boys.
So I know the result of what I had. Love you, mother dearest.
Yeah.
Right. I know the result.
Yeah.
So that's why I want a different outcome with my children.
And the thing as well is it goes back to that whole point. Our parents only knew what they knew.
Yeah.
And they only did what they did based on conditioning or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And it is never 100%. And what they and us as parents as well, what is seen as trivial by the parent could be the making or the breaking of the child, but we don't have any control over that. You know what I mean? So my boy come to me the other day. He's 15, and he's sort of first girl. I shouldn't say this, but I have, and I do, and it's just the way it is. It's all lesson. Okay. And he said, "Can I talk to you?" I said, "Yeah, cool. Yeah,
cool."
He said, "Oh, my girlfriend." And I did explain that my track record with relationships isn't fantastic, but I said, "Hey, dude, I can at least listen." But yeah, and I just said to him, just be honest. Just be open and honest with her. I know, you may feel a bit, vulnerable, maybe, but just be honest with her, because is she the sort of person that you would like to be in your life, even at 15? You can still look at whether or not that person, you want them in your life. Just be open and honest. At some point, it'll come back around again as a friend if it goes pear-shaped or whatever. But that's all we can do with each other. We're on our own journeys. We have our own understanding. We see things in a certain way. If we're true to ourselves, then we're standing in our strength.
Nice.
And I kind of want them to understand that. I want them to be three fingers. I want them to have strategies to think things through, and ultimately do no harm.
I had a similar conversation with my 14-year-old daughter. Because she came to me.
Yeah.
And she had a boyfriend. Right. Look at us talking about this. And that was earlier this year. And then so I went around so we had a great meeting with the boys' parents. And so instantly I created a chat group, me, the boy's mum, the boy, Athena, and then I said, okay, this is a safe space for you to tell us two mums your think abouts, your whereabouts, your inklings about, your whatever abouts, and if you keep that honesty with us, we will help facilitate your relationship and meeting up, right? Now, because, I thought, well, I don't want the same result like me climbing out windows, right? And they haven't had to,
No.
because they just go on the chat group now and they go, hi, mums, when can we next see each other? And, and so we put boundaries in there, Shona, the other mum, beautiful family, thank you. And it's just communication, open, transparent, and beautiful.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
When I was a kid,
we
had a mate who had a pool table.
Yes.
That's what kept us together and out of trouble.
The pool table.
The pool table. Yeah.
They need that place. They need that space, say the youth.
Yeah.
They need that space, the youth, to go, and it could be the gym, it could be a class, a dance class, like your one of your sons.
Sport.
Could be sport. Yeah. They need that space.
And we just want, like I did a couple of years at Te Reo College.
Teaching, eh?
Teaching, year 13, building and construction. And the potential of those boys is just unbelievable. But we need to make space and time to I don't think nurture is the right word, but to mentor them. Because year 13, that's the last year at college, and then they're out in the big world. And I explained to them, Mama's not holding your hand next year. So what's the point of difference? How do you conduct yourself in the workplace or getting the job? How do you conduct yourself to get that job? How are you different? One, turn up on time. But we need to make that space. Our teachers, all teachers, there's a handful that maybe not, but all teachers do an amazing job.
I agree.
And they are there to teach our children at the most malleable ages that they will ever have to learn whatever. So I truly believe we need to make the space so these kids are mentored or cradled a little bit more to go in directions that they find joy in.
And
I think
feel safe.
Yes, 100%.
Feel safe to explore it, and if it doesn't work out, it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's just a lesson.
And you look at pops up on social media every now and then. Our world's changed a hell of a lot in 150 years, but our schooling, the process of schooling hasn't.
This whole change in 150 years, and my daughter Athena, Brent, she's been doing art since she was 9.
Yeah.
And so started at Apitiokio with Mrs. Harris, and now she's 14. And so as of August last year, I've taken her to Punanganui Market, and she's got her own little stall there.
Yep.
And she's only got 3, 6, 9, 10 prints, right? And I don't mean she's only got, because actually she doesn't have a lot of time. So she'll, now when I block her into a course with, like I did with Ivan a few weeks ago, thank you very much, Ivan, with Ukuro, John in 2021, thank you very much. And So I took her to the market in August last year, and I said to her, you know, you don't know if art's going to be your thing. I don't know if art's going to be your thing, but
Yep.
the bit I can teach you here is to turn up somewhere on Saturdays.
Yep.
At a certain amount of time, set something up.
Yep.
How to speak to people.
Yep.
I said you're the right age to start learning how to engage with people. The transaction, you know, of sell, you know, a product.
Yep.
And then also, you know, because I said to her, I know you don't know if that's what, but I'm just trying to teach you that for the few years that you're still in high school, this can help you to make some pocket money.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay. So we go there last August, and now we're in May. And she's had, you know, every Saturday she's there. And then last Saturday I said to her, because now it's been September, October, November, December. And it was great because during the quiet season, our hot summer months, there was good training because there wasn't a lot of people visiting. So it was good training. And so now in May, there's a lot more visitors around, and she's just got this, right?
Yeah.
And so I said to her afterwards, are you enjoying the market? And she responded, I'm enjoying the support, the praise, the suggestions, you know, the suggestions, and the interaction.
Yeah. It's
how cool, eh?
Yeah.
The interaction, the praise, the suggestions, and the support.
Yeah.
What a great answer, right?
Yeah.
Like, so proud of her. And then I just thought I'd mention this bit because there's been a few visitors. Has she got an Instagram? Has she got a Facebook page? Has she got a website? I'm like, hold up, she's 14. You know, has she got, I said, no, I'm not setting that up for her. You know, a work Instagram thing or a Facebook thing or a website. She's 14. I might consider doing that for her when she's 16, you know, or 17. I go, but she's 14. I just, because she's going to have to respond to you. The engagement.
It's a tough one.
And she's 14.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like, and I get some parents who go, oh, she's 14. Totally agree. You get some parents who go, but you know, the world's going much faster now than when we were children. And I said, yeah, I know. But no. She'll be fine. You know, right now I got her under my umbrella. She's on my website. She's on my Facebook page for work. You know, when she's 16, we can sit down again and decide if she can have her own Instagram art or whatever, you know, because I don't know if it's the right way to go, bro, you know, but
it doesn't matter.
But it doesn't matter. It's just how I feel, and it's just she's 14.
Yeah. And the thing is, she knows you've got her. You know, you've got her back.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, there's no guarantees as parents.
Yeah.
You know, there's no guarantees at all. I want my boys to know I've got their back. I want my boys to know they can come to me. And that's probably the two main things, you know. Whether or not they get, I don't know, whether or not they do well at college and come out of college and go to university and get a degree, I'll still have their back. I'll still know they can come to me. Or they might do college, don't want to do university, and then become just-in-time learners in life. That's fine. They'll still know that they can come to me, and they'll still know that I got their back. And that's it, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah, that's it.
Well, more
so simply.
Just one. Yeah, we do it. Oh,
you know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But that's okay. It's, you know, we are who we are. We know what we know. We react the way we react, and you know, it's just the way it is. And we can't beat ourselves up for that, because there's so much other joy that we'll be sharing with our children and other people, instead of, you know, beating ourselves up for something that you know, was yesterday.
Woohoo! All right. Wow. Mr. Brent Holley.
We did come here.
What a conversation, man.
Oh man.
What a conversation. Okay, everybody. Check out Brent Holley Sculpture on Instagram. And what was the other name, Brent, on Instagram?
The Gallery Rarotonga.
Gallery Rarotonga on Instagram. And then also, if you're coming to Rarotonga, you can find Brent at LBV Cafe in Muri. And
Donuts.
donuts.
Yeah, they do amazing donuts.
Oh, LBV does.
Yeah. Not me.
They do everything amazing.
Oh man.
Thank you very much for today.
Thank you. Really enjoyed it. Been a pleasure.
I really am going to take away, Brent, something about standing in our own strength that you said today.
Yeah. It's a place we all need to be.
Yeah.
We quite often spend far too much time in force. If we're standing in our strength, things will come, things will happen, we'll go with the flow. You know, life is water, you know, as one saying. But when we're forcing it, none of that comes so easily. Yeah. But thank you.
Lovely.
I really enjoyed it.
Thanks, everybody. Noko nei ia mātou aroa I atu kia koto ka totoa. I'm your host, Chantal Napa. Thank you for listening to Kia Orana podcast. Thank you, Brent Holley, our guest today. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Look after yourselves, everybody, and we'll see you next time.